All right, real estate chatters. It is, as of the filming of this Monday, August 14, 2023. And you're joined by
Yonder Perez,
and Robert Eid. Robert,
sir.
in real estate land, what do we have to prepare for?
Well, every year there's a big spring, and then there's the summer doldrums where everybody does something else. And in between school, start and finish, finish and start. And then there's a fall rally where people want to buy or move or contract before the snow flies. And that's what we're about to start. Once the kids get settled, the Saturday after school starts is the beginning of the fall rally.
So here's the thing, though, with the recent interest hikes and then another anticipated hike, or a couple more at the fall of this year, are we going to see a fall rally or is it going to be a fall flop?
Well, everything is relative. And since we've been fairly consistently, saving except 1 month, going on in the 21st best individual month of the history since 1996, the last 28 months. I think that we'll continue on being the 20th or 21st or 22nd best of the individual months and be about 30% off the average in sales. And we'll see what happens to prices because inventory is picking up. And so if there becomes a little more supply than there is demand, then there's going to be a few people that are going to let their property go for a little bit less than what they thought, and people who will then be encouraged to wait longer before buying or put in a little bit lower offer than they were first thinking.
Very interesting observation. So you're seeing a fall rally as it comes to sales, but as far as price is concerned, we will see because if the inventory picks up faster than sales does for the fall, prices will flop. Hence a fall.
But no, we don't say flop. We don't say flop. We might say fade because remember, for the last, we had terrible news in June, terrible news in July, but they were historically high record prices for those individual months. So
That's true.
everything is in perspective.
Well, I guess I want to side with our real estate haters who are expecting the prices to fall. But let's face it, if we're being real, and if you've watched our previous episodes of Real Estate Chat, make sure you click like and subscribe. And by the end of this, if you dislike it, then you can change it to a dislike. It's up to you, but we're really monitoring where prices are. And despite interest rate hikes and despite everything else that's being thrown at the market, prices are sustaining. In fact, they're setting records on some months. But let's have a look at the charts here, Robert, for the
Sure.
mid-month forecast. Let's see where you feel sales will end up.
Okay, sales based on 8 of 22 days into August, which so it's still a little bit early. We are having a very typical August, where with the black stars are showing the 20, I can't read it too well on that, 22nd best August on record. And it's like dot 74 worse than last year and 30% off the 5 and 10-year average and almost 50% off the maximum. So we're 35% off a hot market. And nobody's surprised at that. If you look at the pattern, August goes up a little bit from July. July is the big holiday month. And if you want to, we got a wide strata of markets that if you want to buy something in the last minute before school starts, you still can do it in August, but that's probably going to be a lower priced home.
Let's talk about inventory now.
Okay, inventory creeping up. Now, this is done a few days ago on Friday, and we're up to like 15.5, which is either 3% or 8% above the 5 and 10-year average. So way better than we've been, but no surplus, just average.
So what do we have to see here? So we talked about supply and demand all in our real estate chat episodes, Robert. So if we're seeing inventory start to increase, and of course during the fall market, sales should pick up in line with the inventory increase. If it doesn't, what could possibly affect the perception of the market and the consumer's confidence, and how will it affect prices?
Okay, well, now we're guessing about too many things at once. The magic metric is months of inventory because you can't fudge that anyway. It's the number of houses, properties that were for sale on the last day of the month divided by the number of sales that were achieved in that month. You can't fudge it. And so is it above 3? Is it below 3? Is it above 4? And that's what you look at. That is the indicator of whether you're in a buyer's market, you're in a seller's market. Everything else is, all of our old traditional sales to new listing ratio is schmutzed up because of this unusual way of now counting reruns and price changes as new listings again.
All right, so we'll keep you posted on that in about 2 weeks when they release the final August numbers. Of course, we know the real tally in terms of what's that doing based on July's numbers, but let's see what it does in August. Now let's look at the terminate relists, proper terminology.
Okay, this is so you can see inside my mind. There on the top is the model of how we're trying to put this together. We're trying to look at the previous Toronto Real Estate Board inventory number, which at the end of July was, we see down in the grayish thing at the bottom, 15,371, and then we add on our guess for what are the new number of listings going to be, and so I put 11111 just because it's cute, and subtracting what I think the number of relists are going to be, because I see a lot of relists. So I'm going to say it's higher than it was last month, and we get the sales predicted at 55555, and based on the ratio of the terminates minus the relists, that takes off another few. So we've got 15,000 as our estimated inventory at the end of the month, which if it's 15,000, then we're off by 200. So it's pretty close. Those numbers that I'm estimating as new, estimating as relists, and estimating as sales come up pretty close to giving us an accurate inventory at the end based on the inventory and the bidding and the component parts in between time. So
awesome, Robert. So what's our advice to real estate chat viewers? Like, for example, some of them may be wanting to get into the market in the fall. Some of them are looking at when to make their move. Should they wait to list in the fall? All these sort of things. So buyers, sellers, investors, maybe even renters. What's our advice?
Okay, seller, get ready, put it up for sale if you want to sell it before next March. Okay, if you want to have a contract this year, sell it right now, because supply and demand is in your favor. Buyers, you can bargain. Look for somebody who's had all the listings put together 21 days or more for sale. Then who cares what they're asking? You're the only one that's bidding on it. There's no multiple offer. You just put in an offer and give him his date, take your conditions out, and give him an offer. See what he does. If he complains, okay, throw a condition in there. If he complains some more, give him a few bucks and throw another condition in there. See whether he wouldn't rather go back to your original proposal. Investors, go away. Sell your properties, take a capital loss, and somebody else will take over that property that you're having such a hard time with and not making any money on it.
Renters,
well, you go to the purpose-built market and you'll find they're cheaper, but they're smaller and they're older. If you want to rent a new condo, you'll be paying a premium for it because the person who owns it and is trying to rent it now thinks they're going to cover all their costs, no matter what the interest rates are, no matter how much they paid for it, based on your ability to pay. And I guess everybody sometimes gets jammed and they have to do what they don't want to do, and they have to team up with somebody else, or they have to go farther than they thought they're going to do. But this is where the security of tenure that buying a property gives you, that you never have to worry, save and except for expropriation, that you will lose your home because of somebody else's financial wishes.
there you go. If you have any questions about what you've just heard, please leave it into the comments. We'd love to chat with you. If you want any advice, if you have any specific questions, or if you have an outlook of what the fall market will be like, make sure you leave it. Otherwise, we will see you in our next episode of Real Estate Chat. Take care and bye for now.
See you.